Okay. The problem is, this guy, he's in a long distance relationship, first year of his college, probably second year, but young guy, very ambitious, goal oriented, loves being productive. The girl is lazy. She doesn't have goals. Her interests are, probably like watching movies, talking about models, actors, what's going on in their lives and stuff like this. Basically, she consumes a lot of content like this, sits on social media all day. Then, she doesn't disturb me, and I don't get a positive vibe from her. This is in entirety the problem. How important, and this is a very introspective question, how important is intellectual compatibility to you at this very moment in your life? Because on one hand, you're saying I read the entire problem. He's saying a lot of things, I don't mind it. She watches whatever, but she doesn't disturb me, so it's fine. But at the same time, there is something you have mentioned that her interests are not aligned with your interests. For example, she's not goal oriented. She's not very ambitious. She does not think about, these are not priorities of her life, and these are very strong priorities of yours. So my first question is, for how long do you think you can bear this until it becomes a problem for you, in which you basically start looking down on her intellectually? And this is a very subjective, personal take. Relatively, for a lot of people, this may not be a problem. For a lot of people, they may think oh yeah, sure, these are your choices, that you enjoy watching this content or whatever, and they're fine with it. For how long can it sustain without one day you outright coming out and sort of feeling that this person is stupid from your point of view? Think about this. Thinking is very important. Second, if you feel unpleasant, if you feel that there is a mismatch, and if you feel, maybe there is a person out there with whom my intellectual interests would align better, this is the time. You are in university or college or wherever you are, you're in your second year. This is your time for you to try out things, intellectually speaking, so you form some sort of lessons and learnings in the years to come, which you can then apply to actually find and make an intelligent decision with regards to marriage. This is your course, my mate. Let's see, in my own self, how annoyed do I get? Do I even get annoyed? Is it something that actually, if I really think about it, does not bother me? The benefits of this relationship, the intimacy of the relationship, whatever you're getting from this relationship, emotionally speaking, maybe it may outweigh these little annoyances, and you can easily subdue them. You can easily ignore them. Let's just say that's not true. After every call, you don't feel satisfied from this conversation, right? Then you can continue with this thought okay, you have to understand, you're not duty bound here. Third, and this is a very important question, what kind of human being is she? Thinks based on her personality, based on her choices, based on daily interactions between you two. She's not being a dickhead to you. She's not being an asshole to you. She's not being selfish. She does not manipulate you. You have to really ask yourself, what kind of human being is she? Is she kind? Is she actually, when I talk to her, she's considerate. She listens. She actually gives me very balanced takes on, things when I'm confused. What kind of human being do you want in your life? And you have to look at it in spectrums. It cannot only be, she has to be intellectually this and that. In that case, you'll just marry somebody who has, let's just say, 2 or 3 PhDs. Well, that only explains who they are intellectually and academically. But it would not explain who they are as a human being, how they react in different situations, different conditions, and different circumstances. That also matters. In different contexts, what their response is in life, toward people, how emotionally mature they are, how emotionally intelligent they are, how empathic they are, how compassionate they are, how patient they are. Do they react very aggressively to things? Are they very quick to rebuff? Are they a good team player? These are very important questions for any human being who wants to build a relationship. And you must think about them, because the person is whom you will be marrying, not the job, not the vocation, not the position. That's the thing that the person does. It's a role. It's a role that has been filled by hundreds and thousands of people before, and similar role is fulfilled by simultaneously hundreds of thousands and probably millions of people at this very moment in different places geographically. So the position cannot be reflective entirely of their personality and of who they are. Otherwise, all doctors will be exactly the same. A doctor is not the person. The person is the doctor. Because a relationship will be very less about what they can perform at the hospital or their workplace. The house is not their workplace. That's how you have to see it. So it's a very important question, what kind of a person they are. And you can dilute it to, is that a good person? If a pro is that they're very successful, well, ask this question, balance things out, make them a little complex. And the last thing you mentioned, you don't get a positive vibe. It's very important, because gradually, if you are with somebody and you don't get a positive vibe from them, well, that will accumulate. That will compound, that will pile up. As long as it is something that again, it gets buffered by other activities by this person. So for example, there is one thing that really irritates you and you don't feel very great about that, but then there are 3 other things or 2 other things that they do that really cancel this thing out. As long as this happens, you're fine. But if it is something that after every call, you just feel that there's a bad taste in your mouth. During the conversation, actually, when you're talking to them, you feel, there is like this person is talking about other human beings. Even let's just say they're celebrities, parasocial relationships, strangers basically. But this person always comes from a point of attacking them, belittling them, putting them down, bringing them down, sort of sadistic. There is this happiness in misfortunes of others, which is called schadenfreude. You feel that this is a feature that really displeases you. It puts you off. Well, then that's a very big problem in terms of relationship, because that defines who you are actually, that you're not a shitty human being. I'm just giving you an example. I have no idea. Examples are important in life. They help a lot with clarity. So this, for example, if you feel, for example, after talking to a person, I don't feel very positive. And this is the reason, this example. Well, first, it tells a lot about who you are. This is not something you do. It's not something you do extensively, let's just say that. Something you do 20% and you have a very strong boundary within which like these jokes are tolerable to you. You enjoy them as jokes. You don't mind gossip. But when gossip starts to cross the 20%, it crosses over and goes to these weird places or areas which you start to find slightly strange. You find them uncomfortable. You find that now we're not just having fun. It's not silly talk. It's not harmless. It sort of sounds strangely close to reducing, dehumanizing, or bullying somebody behind their back, making fun of them in a very mean way. And then you get that feeling probably inside your stomach, in your chest, or in your mouth, or just all around. And you feel like, hey, that's not me. We're being shitty human beings. If that's this person, then yes, all of these are very important data points. And that's, I think, the point of this video is, my man or my sister, whoever is watching this, data points are very important. You have to look at things from an all-round approach, first of all. And second, you have to sit with it. Thinking is one of the most beautiful things you can do. Most elaborate, comprehensive, amazing things you can do, as long as you're not running in a loop, as long as you're starting from A and you're considering facts, you're accumulating them together, and then you're drawing inferences. Then you're also looking at them objectively. So you don't just subjectively look at them and judge them and also engage in the same process. No, you look at it objectively. Then you balance them out with other behaviors. Like you try to bring it all together in the most patiently employed, carefully examined, scientifically measured way. You're not on a mission to just drag this human being down. No. Even if, let's just say, at the end your conclusion is, okay, I don't think I want to continue this relationship because of maybe 0.2, I think I need to try other options because I want to increase my learning, my lessons in life. It's fine. Still employ and engage empathy. Don't just be like, oh, this is my ex-girlfriend now, therefore the benefits of empathy, the measures that I previously used to apply on this human being because they were in a relationship with me, so they were special, are now going to be taken away. You don't have to do that. No, still be a gentleman, still be a nice human being, still be compassionate toward every living thing on this planet. They're just as valuable as you, or you are just as valueless as them. I hope this helped. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Send your problems at Gangster Philosopher.